Hello. I'm very tired. It's been a tough week. I'm working on. Uh, I don't want to say exactly what I am, but I'm working on things for this channel. And they are. I'm excited about them. I'm. I'm working pretty hard, and I'm very tired. Um. I. Uh, I'm not a shy person, and I want to make sure that these videos, are always worth watching. I will say that I have said that I am doing a Q&A. I'm still am. I plan to do that. I have something actually pretty fun planned for it. I'm quite excited to see how that works out. I think it's going to be really, really cool. For the moment, though, I have received exactly one question, and that's fine. that's this is a small channel. I think it's only fair that my expectations are incredibly small. I don't think the content has given people much reason as of right now to be super invested. I understand that, and I don't blame. I don't blame the interest for being as low as it is. I really don't. I think that it's proportional. But I honestly, I don't mind the idea of a Q&A. I like, I have collected many stories throughout my life, and I think they're fun. And I just think there's a lot of neat things out there. The only question I have received was had I watched any classic anime from the 70s? And I had to look it up. And on the list I saw, I think Lupin the Third and Castle Cagliostro are it. At least on the list I saw. That said, I enjoy. I'm recently going through the original Gundam. I haven't seen it yet, but I really enjoy. I enjoy Gundam. I enjoy the sort of war and peace and giant robots. I think it's neat. I think it's entertaining. I really enjoy it. I've been going through that recently. Um, I don't know, honestly. A lot of the older stuff I've watched is, oh God, uh, I can't remember the name of the show, to be honest with you. It's something Steel. I was sick or something one night, and I was just sitting on the couch with one of my roommates, and we found uh, it. Oh, it's something ridiculous. The name is utterly ridiculous. It's something Steel, and it's about a detective, kind of. It's about a woman who's very good at her job, but no one treats her seriously because she's a woman. So she invents this man to to run her agency while she's doing the actual work, so people will take her seriously. And then a guy with utterly no qualifications in anything rolls up, is classic, and he's classically handsome in the direction of the camera and everyone around him, and they just kind of start assuming he's the made up guy, and they make a deal, and it's so silly and deeply sexist. It's wild. It's wild to watch. I remember we were watching the pilot episode and just shocked, just frankly shocked. Uh, I don't. Uh, yeah. That's one of the kind of older things I've been watching lately. Um, I don't know. I read a lot of older books. I have a. I've recently set a goal for myself of I want to read a little little before the 70s, mind, but I have a goal of I want to try and read every great work. And it's a silly goal and I'll never complete it. But I do want to read as much as I can, especially from the cultures I'm not familiar with. So I read through The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I am going to start the Water Margins soon. Canterbury Tales, everyone does, like, that's just kind of my language and neck of the woods. But the Homeric poems, I don't think the works of Caesar are great works, but if you take Latin class for long enough, what are you gonna do with it? Um, the Mahabharata, obviously. The Epic of Mundo, actually. I'm excited to go through that. The Epic of Gilgamesh, I want to take a more scholarly approach to. I want to actually try and review it in as sort of, trying to really break down its themes and what we understand and what parts of it are lost, and like really try and grapple with it the way that, like Snorri Sturluson, the kind of uh, the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda, like the way that Norse mythology's relationship to the people that, well, at least our understanding of Norse mythology is related to our relationship with the people who wrote it. And that's really fun to explore and dig into and draw your own conclusions, with, of course, the help of people far more studied than I am. But it's useful. And I like doing that. I like kind of looking at history through the lens of, what's going on here? How did we get this? How did we reach this conclusion? Just because I like the way it frames the things that draw inspiration from Norse mythology. It's so neat, going through all of these things and then going back and watching, just starting to see the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and things I start to look at and being like, oh wow, red hair, I get it. Like the sort of three visits and just all of these things, and pop out and appreciate where they come from is really cool. And I want to do more of that. And I'm really enjoying myself going through that, especially as it relates to things, like anime, or just books, sort of American Gods, the way, Terry Pratchett, especially. God, I loved Terry Pratchett is uh, so good and only made better with your appreciation of the kinds of the inspirations that, sort of Arthurian myth and fairy tale that led Terry Pratchett to those places. And I love that. I enjoy that. I want to go back and, rewatch, Evangelion as an adult and really try. I want to understand the influences because they're cool and they're great, and I want to let them sort of influence me and see what inspires me. Um, I don't know. I want to have a better appreciation for culture everywhere. Every single place. And honestly, if anyone happens to stumble upon this video, if you would comment great works I'm not aware of, because, I'm American. The cultural lens is somewhat steep. It's a very narrow aperture through which I have to go looking for these things. So if you would find some, and let me know. I want to make, this is a lifelong process, but I think it's going to be worth it, and I love it as I'm currently doing it. So I wouldn't mind going through Remington Steel. Remington Steel. That's the name of the show. Sorry, my mind couldn't let go of that. Yeah, so I'm very tired. I enjoy anime greatly because I try to enjoy as much media as I can. I think culture is great and I like experiencing it. You'll hear a lot more about that soon. But anime from the 70s, not so much. Anime from the 80s and 90s, I think I have somewhat of a decent grasp for. Uh, and other things from the period. 70s, I'm not specific. I mean, music, for sure. But, yeah. Um, I adore it. I love I just like good media. I like good media and I like expanding my idea of what good media means. That's cool and that's important to me. So yeah, please submit questions for the Q&A. I will have a backup planned, um, because I should. uh, but please submit questions for the Q&A. That will happen in early April. Yes, early April is when that is going to happen. So there's some time on the clock, but I have a cool idea to make that pretty special. And I think with any amount of luck, there will be some things coming up on the channel that are going to be pretty cool, I hope. And a few things that I'm deeply excited for and working very hard on. I'm trying my best to make some things that I feel incredibly strongly about. And obviously, the purpose of Northbound, the driving, I want to get the Legends universe out there. I want to start working on some of the things or at least start presenting some of the things I have been working on for decades. That's gonna happen. I understand that the content is slower right now. That is because I need the space to make the effort to make some things I care very deeply for, and that I'm trying very hard on. So I will see you soon. I hope you guys really enjoy what's coming up. And yeah, uh, I'll see you next Friday.